So over the past few days, everyone is talking about AI and the threats surrounding AI. The velocity, how bad it is. Josh talked about the 0 days. This is an incredible challenge for the entire industry at this point. 3 weeks ago, I attended a Prompted, a hacker-based event bringing practitioners from offensive and defensive sides of AI together, led by Gadi Avran, a practitioners conference with 300 practitioners in the event. And they talked about some very specific details regarding AI. The time to do research from initial vulnerability analysis to discovery of the exploit is down to 1 day. Now the key figure here, because last year I talked about that theoretical speed of how fast the attacks get, Surja specifically talked about that from initial intrusion to compromising the domain admin account took about 8 total minutes. And of course, once a public vulnerability has been discovered, to weaponize it and deploy it is in 24 hours. It's incredible at this point. The expanding attack surface is also a massive concern for AI. You could see here that thousands of enterprise agents that are currently deployed were discussed at the event, saying that they basically do not have any authentication and are left out there in the wild. And you could see in here that many of the other common ways that we're defending against finding the AI utilization is now being thwarted. 17,000 different payloads are thwarting the state-of-the-art defenses. We have command lines with 40,000 characters that are defeating modern face injury detection and our sensors. It's incredible. But what is our leadership saying about this? And our leadership saying we need AI to fight against AI. Ann Neuberger really had an amazing Wall Street Journal article about 3 or 4 weeks ago that specifically stated we need defensive agents that can reason and react faster than any human. In addition to this, in the congressional testimony from senior leadership at Google, one of the amazing analogies that I really appreciate was they talked about that the cobbler's children have no shoes. If you've ever heard about that analogy, and this is true. We as defenders are thinking about AI and fretting over it, but we need to start using it. And that's what the leadership is really getting around to talking about it. And they start talking about there's a lot more of us, the defenders, than there are the attackers. And we're not letting our structural advantage take place. So what PNW is talk about here is how do we get in front of this issue? Number one, you potentially need a defensive tool to be able to help us. 18 years ago, I developed the SIFT workstation, an incident response capability built with over 400 tools that had been in use by the industry for the last 18 years. It's what Heather talks about. People trust it, they use it on a daily basis. What happens if I take the SIFT workstation and I embed Claude Code on it? I kind of wondered that myself, so I ended up doing that. In addition to that, I didn't give it a lot of training. I basically put it together and I said, I wonder if I just point find evil against a hard drive and let it do what normally analysts take 3 days to figure out. And that's essentially what you can see here. Find evil, write a retort. And it goes through and analyzes all the artifacts that incident responders typically do and find. All of those things come out of this, and they did it in 14 minutes and 27 seconds. Now, keep in mind, I wasn't sure if the report was going to be accurate, leaning on Heather, can't fully trust it. You need to have the analyst in the loop. But in this case, because I ran the intrusion, this executive summary, this full report, the attack timeline, the indicators of compromise, not being to the minor attack, and finally, remediation was fully outlined in the overall report. The thing to take away from here is specifically, we're now able to reach parity if we actually put our minds to this, and we defenders actually put this to practice. 8 minutes, 14 minutes, we can do this as a community. Well, we're not going to stop there. OpenClaw was developed over a weekend, and in 60 days, I had 250,000 likes on GitHub, and had 84,000 developers, and had 350 different skills and capabilities built into it, and no one could shut up about it at this point. What we need to do is use our defenders' structural advantage. There are thousands of us, and what if we take a cue from the AI community and put together a development hackathon that is going to throw thousands of us against the development of a centralization if we able to take from a proof of concept into something that is a weaponized defensive capability to take on the AI adversary as it stands today. And that's what I'm going to challenge the community to do. We are launching that hackathon April 15th. We're going to be asking the community, in competition for cash prizes, your community-driven efforts developed by the community for the community to weaponize this to get in front of the attackers. The adversaries, because there's 3 or 4 of them, can't both have the cause. We have the structural advantage. They have their artificial intelligence. Now we build ours.
Thank you, Rob.
Oh.